G'day everybody, this lesson is for Toxicity by System of a Down. Surprisingly, there aren't too many sections in this song, but the ones that we do have to play are a tiny bit complicated. So we're in 6/8, but instead of having the backbeat just on beat 4, when we first come in, we're accenting beat 2, beat 4, and beat 6, just like this. Then we have the first fill around the toms, which sounds really cool. Now I've done my best to work these out as accurately as possible, but a little bit I've just done what's kind of comfortable and what makes sense to me. So if you want to try something else, you are absolutely welcome to, but this is definitely something that will get you started and will get you sounding very close to the song. So the first fill around the toms, I reckon, goes like this. And then we are into a beat in 6/8 for 2 bars before we go into another fill. So then we hit our snares on 2, 4, and 6 again, and we go on to another fill that sounds like this. Then we're playing a fill right around the kit for 2 whole bars of 6/8, and we're going to hit the crash cymbal on beat 1 each time. It's easiest if you just alternate sticking, so just right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. But the way I've orchestrated it just means that you can get your hands out of the way, because be very careful not to smack yourself on the knuckles, because it hurts. Believe me, I know. Anyway, the fill is going to go like this. Then we are back into our beat and back in for one more fill. And then there is one last, much less complicated fill, just moving into the verse. Okay, so let me play all of that up to speed. I'll put it all together, so hopefully it makes sense, but I'm sure if you already know the song, that all the bits that I've explained kind of make sense to you and you know where they are. But anyway, the whole intro section before the verse sounds like this. The verse beat is pretty straightforward, so I'm just going to give you 2 ideas that I can hear, and pretty much that's going to get you through the entire verses. Now the one thing that's interesting is that what I would usually consider ghost notes in a 6/8 beat, in this song they're actually really strong and loud. So make sure you're playing all your snare drum notes nice and evenly and nice and loud so that it sounds just like the recording. Anyway, the first of the 2 beats goes like this. Then every now and again we move that second snare drum right to the end of the bar and we have a beat that sounds like this. Before we hit the chorus again, we just have our snare, kick, snare as part of the beat, and that moves us straight into our chorus. From there we go into our chorus again, and we use all the same parts, which is fantastic because it makes it nice and easy. Then we go into our verse with one little fill that's a tiny bit different to the last time. brings us up to our bridge. Now in our bridge, we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the kick and the crash cymbal, but we're going to bring the snare drum in on the end of 2. And that's what kind of gives it its off-kilter kind of sound, even though we're still in 6/8, just like we've been for the entire song. Okay? So that groove goes like this. On what I would consider the third repetition, we add a crash cymbal to that second snare drum in each bar. And then in the fourth repetition, we just go back to using exactly the same groove as we started the bridge with. Coming out of the bridge, we do have snare drums again, but they're a little bit different to the way we played them in the intro. But once we've got that part down, then we are right back into our choruses, just the same as we've already played them. Eventually we get back to our bridge, and we're doing that just the same as we already played the bridge, but then the last couple of bars we break into this big halftime feel, but it's still in 6/8, but we're only playing on beat 1 and beat 4. And then at the very end is just a couple of snare drums and a cymbal catch. So I'll play that for you now. And there we go, that is how you play Toxicity by System of a Down. As I said, not too many parts, but some of them might take quite a bit of practice just to get up to speed so that you can play along with the song. Anyway, it's really fun, and it's kind of a good little lesson in polyrhythms and just messing with time signatures so that they sound a bit different than what they would usually sound like if you just played them in the standard form. Anyway guys, happy practicing with that. I hope you have a lot of fun, and if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. I'll catch you guys at the next lesson.